I've been doing this presentation on a regular basis to help organizations like yourselves to contracts to help grow your business. So lots to cover here today. I did see that Tim is asking what is our YouTube channel. You can access it directly if you go to merx.com. At the bottom of the page there's a direct link to it, so you'll be able to find it through there. Thank you for your question. Before we go into the nitty-gritty and all of the details of the presentation, I just want to get a sense of who we have here today with me. So I'm going to share a little poll with you on the screen. So if you can take a moment to respond to the question, I would like to ask you how long you've been a Merx subscriber. Some of you are likely new to us, or some of you may have been with us for a long time. I just want to get a sense to make sure that we're covering all your expectations for this webinar. And I do see already that some of you are currently not a Merx subscriber, so you're in the best place for you to learn and get a sense of how Merx could work for you and your organization. So that's really, really great that you're here. Thank you for coming. Those of you who have been here for less than 3 months, everything is going to be covered here in this presentation, so you'll be able to get a sense of a lot of functionality that maybe you were not aware of. And then there are some of you that have been here for a much longer time, over a year. The interesting part for you is you'll have noticed that we have evolved especially over the last year. We've done lots of investments into making Merx a better place for businesses like yourselves to connect together with buying organizations. So thank you very much for responding to the survey. I'm just going to close that poll. All right. Okay. Thank you for doing that. Ted is saying that he's waiting for a suitable tender opportunity in order to subscribe. That's awesome. Good to know. Hopefully you have already signed up as a basic subscriber so that you can get insight into that. And we will talk about that as we go along. So today's outlook, I'm going to talk about Merx, obviously, why Merx could be interesting for you. I'm going to talk about our procurement portals, which are additional places for you to go to find even more business. We'll get into that demonstration, then we'll talk a little bit more in depth about our subscription packages. And then obviously we'll do kind of a recap of everything and respond to your questions. I can respond to your questions as we go along if it makes sense. Sometimes when we're in a demo, it makes sense to respond to your question while I'm in a specific screen because I can't really go back. So I will always be glancing at your questions, so please don't be shy to ask them as we go along. But if I find that it's going to be covered in the presentation, I might not respond to your question, or I will wait till the end to do that. And then, of course, at the end, how you can contact us. All right, so let's start off with what is Merx. Merx is a place for buyers and suppliers to meet and work together in the procurement process together. Now, further to this, you can find procurement opportunities in the U.S. through our U.S. tender service. And for the construction industry, we also offer access to project information that's needed to bid on contracts in the Canadian construction industry through the Merx construction reports that are available through our private construction service. Merx is a place that helps you search and find contract opportunities, connect with other businesses, learn more about your market, and I will show you about that in the demo, bid and win and deliver on contracts, which of course at the end of the day will help you grow and expand your business. Merx is also a sales tool. You might be a small business owner or you're a sales manager within a larger organization. You can simply come to Merx and, excuse me, come look for opportunities that you can fulfill and win, and then engage and help fill your pipeline. This is where you can find leads or contracts to pursue. There are various ways of doing this, and of course we'll look at some throughout the presentation. But just a little bit more about Merx. Merx has gone through some recent new branding with a new organization. So we are under MDF Commerce, which is an organization that helps enable the flow of commerce. We have my goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? We have 4 sectors of activity: e-commerce, strategic sourcing, supply chain collaboration, and e-marketplaces. And MERX is found under the strategic sourcing sector of activity. And together, we work together to enable the flow of commerce. So you might have noticed at the beginning of the presentation there were a few slides there about working with Intertrade or Job Boom, and these are our sister companies within the MDF Commerce family. So we are a pretty big organization. Now let's talk a little bit more about MERX. So MERX, again, is that place for buyers and suppliers to meet, and it is continuously evolving. So those of you who are new might not notice it yet, but coming down the line, we have a whole bunch of new functionality coming along and other activities that will be helpful for you to become more competitive in this process, and some tools available to you to make it better for you. Now we have under the searching, you can do simple searches, relevant searches by regions. We also have those matching profiles and saving your searches, which I'll show that in the demo. Under find, you'll see the notice description that has information about the tenders, following opportunities, any amendments or changes to a solicitation, how to order documents. Under the bidding section, we have some functionality there that really is helpful for you. So questions and answers, bid intent, required acknowledgments, electronic bid submission, which is very, very popular now. And under the win section, we have access to information from our awards database, bid results, requesting debriefs from organizations, which is something that I will speak to a little later. Our closed solicitations database, so historical information that goes back 7 years, some really valuable information there, as well as a document takers list where you have the potential for connecting with other organizations and work in a partnership or a subcontracting type format. And from there, of course, more contracts, growing your business. And then when we get into our procurement portals, so these organizations have chosen to use the strong, powerful use of MERX to the back end to create their own procurement portals where they use the similar functionality. And you can do business with these organizations as well by simply going to their sites, and the registration and access to these depend on, in some cases, the organization needs you to qualify with them, but of course those instructions would be available through those sites. All open solicitations from these sites, from these portals, are reposted on merx.com, so you're able to find them through merx.com, but there are additional ways to get to these sites. When I send you the presentation in the email that I will be sending you tomorrow with the link to the recording and all, you can link to all of these portals from the slide deck from this page. But I won't be spending too much time on these portals for today, but a lot of the functionality that is on those portals is very similar to merx.com. And if you have questions about these portals, you can call 1-800 number that's there. Our call center agents are available Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So optimizing the opportunity. So before we get into the demonstration, I just want you to think about how you can optimize your access to opportunities by using the features that I speak to. So position yourself in that mode of how could this work for me and my organization? And we're going to cover some of that in the presentation, in the demonstration. There is truly strength in numbers, and just consider that we have over 2,000 buying organizations across North America that search through our database of over 200,000 local, national, and international suppliers. And you're among those if you're currently a subscriber. Hundreds of billions of dollars in projects are posted on MERX every year. And it's time for you to compete for your share of these supply opportunities. As mentioned, my goal today is to provide you a better sense of how you can find and be found to compete for potential business opportunities with various organizations from the public sector, the private sector, and also through agencies and crown corporations. And to that end, understanding how to use the features of MERX to help you with this competitive process, openness, fairness, and transparency for all bidding companies. And and here we are. Oh, I think I have my slides are different than my printed slides. Okay, now we can go into the live demonstration, but I just want to have a quick glance over at the questions here. Sandra is asking, what are the best ways to set up reports to capture all of the opportunities that are applicable to us to be emailed? So we will do that in the demonstration. And Ted is asking, how about using a print example if you have not already selected a business card or letterhead? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but I might be covering that in the demonstration. So we'll jump right into it, and hopefully your question is answered by then. All right. Well, let me find my internet browser. Where did it go? Aha, here we go. I had too many windows open. Apologies. Okay, so let's go here. That's the French version. Let's go into the English version. I was doing some testing, sorry. All right, so here we are. We find ourselves on merx.com. So most of you are already familiar with merx.com. Those of you who are new to Merx, you'll notice that you can easily go in to find your, any type of solicitation by just typing in the keywords and then click the little magnifying glass, and then you'll see the results that appear in the search. Oh, you mean printing industry asking for business cards and letterhead tenders? Definitely. What would that be called? Like business solutions, resources? I mean, we can type in business cards and see if anything comes up. Oh, yes, okay. So you have 84 results. Now you would have to obviously read through some of these to see if that's exactly what it is that you're looking for. Now the way that Merx search works is it will look through the titles and the opportunity notices of all of the opportunities that are available on Merx to see the keywords that match with that. If you were looking for business cards in Ontario, you could type that in this sort of way, and then it will refine your search results by including business cards and Ontario. So then you can go ahead and scroll through those various solicitations. You could categorize, you could go into more depth by clicking on any of these categories if you wanted to, but then of course that will make your results less broad, because now you're becoming more detailed about narrowing your search is the word I was looking for. Or you can go search by when all of the published solicitations in the last 24 hours or the last week, or the status of the solicitation. So this is what I was speaking about, our various databases that are available. We have open solicitations, closed solicitations, so that's historical information that you can go and see anything that was open that is now closed. One of the things that's nice about the closed database is that you can go see buying trends, historical information of buying organizations looking for your good or service. You can come and see when do they go to tender for that type of service. So if you can see that, it seems to be something that they do every 2 years, then you know when to get ready to maybe give them a call, or use that information to your advantage for your market analysis, if you will. There's also some bid results if you like to look through those. And then we also have the awarded solicitations, which is our database of any solicitations that once they've been awarded. In some cases you can see the winner of the contract, the awardee, sorry, is the right term. In some cases you can see the amount for which they won the contract. So that gives you a competitive edge to understand what type of business your competitors are winning, or potential partnerships through those that type of valuable information that's there. And you simply just go to those and have a look at the historical information. I mean, I can click on any one of these and kind of have a look at what's there, and you'll see the solicitation is closed, but you can come in here and have a look at what information is available under the awards section. And you'll see here this is the awardee, so this could potentially be your competitor. In this case, they undisclosed the award value, but in some cases they will share that information with you. So it's pretty valuable information for you as a business. And then, of course, I'm just going to go back. One thing I want to mention is at the top menu here, we have all of our Canadian tenders. I did speak briefly about our U.S. tenders and private construction services as well. So if you're interested in expanding your business into the U.S., you can have a look at our U.S. tenders service as well. I won't spend more time on this. And then as well in the private construction, if you are in the construction industry, these are more project information that's coming down. They might not be in tender mode, but you can get a whole bunch of great information about construction projects that are coming to fruition. And then, of course, you can go to the pricing page if you want to sign up. So those of you who are currently not registered, this is where you come to sign up, or simply by clicking on the sign up button. So one thing I'm going to do is take us to our learning environment, because I don't want to be submitting bids to true actual tenders. That would not be a good thing. So I am logged into our learning environment, and then we can go and have a little tour. So those of you who are not signed up, simply click on the sign up button or the pricing button, which I'll come back to the subscription packages. But you literally come to this page and you can try it for free, or you can select one of our premium packages, which I will come back to. But you simply just go try for free and then register your information, and then you'll receive an email that will allow you to activate your account. And then from there, you're good to go, and you can log into the system and get started. So let's do that. We'll log in, and we'll have a look at the logged in version. So remember, this is our Learn environment, so it doesn't look like there are a lot of solicitations because we use this site to do demos. So some of the stuff is fake in here, so don't expect that some of these are real. All right, so one of the things that's really great is under the status section here at the top, you can quickly see at a glance in parentheses how many open solicitations are available, how many closed ones, how many awarded solicitations. And then if you wanted to just completely sort through or search through different elements using all of the filters that are found here, you can open up each section and then segregate what search results you want to see populated here on the right-hand side. Your menu items are found at the top, so when you click under solicitation, you can view the search, you can view your saved search, there's bid management and qualifications. I won't be speaking about qualifications today because this is specific to some buying organizations, but if you are part of a qualification process, you will be informed by the buying organization and they will contact you about that. And then we have our reports, so anything related to our dashboard, our historical information of all the tenders that we have, as well as our statements of all transactions that we've done through the MERC system. You can switch to French up here. When you click on the little question at the top here, that takes you to our tutorials and our supplier guide. And then, of course, we have the little menu about yourself and your account. So when I open up that menu here, I can go into my profile. So I highly recommend that this is the first thing that you do once you've activated your account. Take yourself to your profile so that you can edit and modify and make sure that all the information you have in here is accurate. I think that the system takes you through the process while you're activating your account. So let's have a look. You can come in here and see your language preferences if you wanted to switch to French, or your contact method, your personal information, and then your role and privileges as it relates to your account. Now you can edit that by simply clicking on Edit My Contact Profile. Oops. Sorry, that took me to the old system. But nevertheless, you would be able to make edits if you need to change your name or make sure that your email address is correct. That email address is the one that we email you those saved search results or those opportunity matches that are super valuable. You can also go under your organization to make any changes to your organization's account. And then through here, you can come in here under this other information section. And this is a really, really great section for you to come into. I think that I really apologize, but I'm not in the correct account because I set up a new account and I just realized that I'm not in the right account. Why is that showing up like that? I don't know what I did. Anyway, I must have done something that I'm not in the right account. But under your organization, I'll just take us back here. This information here, you can actually add any type of information that's valuable for you. Buying organizations, they search through the vendor database, and sometimes in some cases they might be looking for a specific type of business. So you can enter here your information. If you're a woman-owned business or a social enterprise or Indigenous-owned, you can go ahead and add that type of information here. Or if you have any specific certifications, you can easily add them in here, or just additional information about your organization is available here. And then just simply save that. And the other thing that's important is for you to select a working category that truly reflects what it is that your business does. And that way, we're able to send out other potential opportunities that you may not have captured in your saved search or otherwise, because we do have buying organizations that come to us and they ask us, we're looking for these types of vendors, can you search or find some? So do take the time to make sure you select a category that makes sense for what your business does, because they are looking for you through that way. And then, of course, your finance is your account information, so your credit card information and that. And then you have your services. This is my problem. Sorry, I have an old account here, and I created a new account yesterday, and for some reason it escapes me what the account is. But basically, your information here about your account is here, your credit card information, and your type of subscription package with us is found under services, which, again, I'm not in the right account. Well, let me just have a quick look. I do apologize for this. I need to find that because I don't think it'll... here it is. Okay. 2 seconds. Okay. I think this is the one. No, that is not the one. Ah. Okay. So, and then under services, obviously, that's what I was trying to explain to you. There is a big migration happening where we have some folks that are still on our old platform and that they're being migrated to our new platform. So that is still in the process, but I believe most of you here today with me are from the new platform. So if you've registered recently in the last 4 months, you're likely already on the new platform, so you don't need to worry too much about what just happened here. I do apologize for that. I just noticed a whole bunch of questions. I'm going to go have a quick look. Mark is asking, does the search automatically search all sectors or just Canadian for private construction? So when you're doing your search in pre-login, it is searching through everything that's available openly in Canada on the open solicitations. So through here, it's everything in Canada that is posted by the buying organizations. When it comes to private construction, it's a little bit different because they're not tenders or solicitations, they're project information. Yeah, I won't be going over too much in that because we'll be here all day. And then Tim is asking, is the value US or Canadian? It's all Canadian. And is there an example of how to structure your submission for tender? We will get to that. And Sandra, where do you go for selecting that business type? So that is through your profile here, under your profile and your organization. Yeah, you go under your organization, so there's other information and working categories. There's another section that I can't seem to get to at this moment, which I will have a look at. But you can also add information about your organization, so it can be like you can include marketing information about your organization as well as brochures, and you can upload your logo. And that's the part that I was looking for that I can't seem to. You know what? I think I know why. I have to log out. Let's give that a try. We had a recent release on Tuesday night, so there's a few little things that might have changed. It's the same. Yeah. I apologize. Yeah, that section is missing in this account. I apologize. Okay, where was I? Let's go back to the search. So when you're logged in and you're doing searches, you can go ahead and just click on the open solicitations. It will populate here on the right. If you wanted to select a specific category, you can do so as well. If you like the results that you see in the results section, you can save that search. So you go ahead and click on Save Search, create a new search. So if you wanted to change any of the options that you've selected, you can go ahead and select, I selected construction. I'm just going to open it up, construction services, and in Canada, and then you click on save, and now, oops. Now I have this saved search that's available to me. So when I log into Merx, I come in and I have a roll-down menu here of all the saved searches that I can load on my screen as I go. So, you know, Government of Newfoundland, I want to look at those tenders, or the City of Ottawa, I can do that from here. Now, the way to manage these is through the menu at the top under your saved search. We do have a help page for you if you're looking for help with this, but it's pretty straightforward. You save the search, and then you can decide if you want it to be your default search. So when you log into Merx, the results will appear immediately from that saved search, or you simply just tick it off if you don't want to have a default search. And now if you want to receive those valuable information or emails to your inbox of any solicitations that are posted that matches your search criteria, you can do so by turning on that notification email. And then we will send you emails every day that something is posted that matches your search criteria. And of course, we try to keep them all in one email wherever possible, but it's not every day that you'll get something from Government of Newfoundland and City of Ottawa. So it will all be, the name of the saved search will be in the email, so you'll see City of Ottawa with the listing of those new solicitations that day, etc. And then if you choose, oh, I don't want to look for construction anymore, you can just simply turn it off, or you can go ahead and delete it as well. Or you can use the little pencil to modify it. And we also have this new feature here under the actions column where you can have a look at the little clock here. And in there, it will give you a history of all of the messages that were sent to you related to that saved search, or when you modified or made any changes to that saved search. So super awesome information. And then, of course, here under recommendations, so we try to also look for other potential solicitations that you might have missed, and then we will send out to you potential other solicitations. And so you can turn that on or off. So this would be a subsequent email that might have additional information. So Tim, this might be a good thing for you to turn on with one of your saved searches for business resources for principals. So this is a great place for you to add. And of course, you can create unlimited amounts of searches if you like, but you can only receive up to 10 notifications. And then that's basically it for the Save Search section. Bid management is where you go to have a look at all of your bids that you have submitted. Obviously, I haven't submitted any in this account. So let's go have a quick look at one solicitation that I have created for today. Obviously, I can go ahead and do a search for it. Or you could find it in all of the various ways. You could either find it by that email. If you had it as a saved search, you would receive the email, and then you would click on the link, and it would take you to the solicitation. So in here, I have my solicitation. I can see off at a glance that there's a mandatory pre-bid event. I can see the closing date, the location of where the work is to take place. Excellent. I'm going to click on it and have a look. And you notice that it highlighted the word webinar in yellow, and that's the word that I use to search for. So anytime you write any words in your search and you see the results, it will always highlight it in yellow for you so you can see what search terms you used. Sometimes you search a lot in the same similar things, and you'll start to notice a theme of other words that might be better for you to use when you're doing your searches. So kind of try to pay attention to some of those. So here I am in the notice description of this solicitation. I can see the big time clock here telling me, okay, there's 96 days left to submit your bid. So that's really good information for you. And then here we have our basic information about this solicitation, who's providing the solicitation, details about it, the job location, publication dates, the contact information, the person from the buyer's side who's responsible for this solicitation, a description of the solicitation. In this case, there's different ways that a buying organization will present the information to you. They may turn on or off some of the features that are available to you. So I'm trying to give you an overall view of everything, but there's different ways that you may see this information. Now, buyer's requirements, in this case, they're asking you for an insurance, an employee background check, and a license required. Melissa is asking, not sure if I heard right, is there a limit on the number of results you get? It's not the results, it's the number of, you can do unlimited saved searches that you want, as many as you like. It's the number of notifications. You can have up to 10. So we just don't want to be emailing people too much either. So it's just the emails that there's up to 10. Hopefully that answers your question. And then we have, in this case, they're asking for a bid security, so a bid bond, 20% bid bond. Now, that's something that I can talk to later, but a bid bond is a process that happens outside of MERX, where you need to connect with an organization that will help certify the fact that you have that bond, and it's an electronic version. So there's like a tracking within the document. It's like a PDF document to prove that, yes, in fact, you can certify that you have this bond is available, and then that's verifiable by the buying organization. In this case here, there's a pre-bidding event, so we can see there's a virtual site. The details will be found there. And then here's the important part, is the bid submission process. So in this case, it's an electronic bid submission, which means you need to submit your bid through the system here. In some cases, it's a physical bid, so you need to, provide a document or provide a quote, or there's various ways that this can happen, and the best information that you can get it from is from the documents that are provided from the buying organization. That's where you will find all of the valuable information, and you have to really read those thoroughly to understand what they are asking for. And then if you are unsure about something, then you can go ahead and make sure to take time to ask questions. And there's usually always a question type process in the procurement process. So here in their electronic bid submission, you'll notice there's a 2-envelope bidding. So they have, in the first envelope, when you're submitting your bid, you'll be submitting a proposal. These are the documents that they expect to find in your first envelope. This will all make sense when we get to the point of submitting our bid. And then there's a second envelope that has a pricing. In some organizations, they will not open the pricing envelope if you didn't pass the proposal section. So if they're doing an evaluation of all the proposals and they're putting in points and weights and different grading or scoring for the receipts of their bids, well, they may or may not open the pricing envelope. So this is why there's this competitive process in place to have that pricing envelope separate from the rest of the proposal. This is not in every case. This is just in some of the cases. I just wanted to give you an example that touches on that topic. Now, if we go here to the categories section, this is the category in which this solicitation is categorized under. In this case, there has been an amendment, so we're able to see that. Simply click on the amendment, open it up, and then you can have a look at, oh, they're adding the COVID-19 policy. Here we go. Okay, there's that document, and then you can download that under the Documents and Items section. Before I do that, I want to highlight that vendors must have ordered at least one of the documents in order to be considered a plan holder. Now, if I go to the plan holders section, this is the listing of all other suppliers that have downloaded the documents. So these organizations may be your competitors, their potential partners that you could work with, or subcontracting opportunities. So your information about yourself under your profile found at the top here about your organization and your profile, you want to make sure that that information is accurate and true, so especially your email, because if you wanted to be a part of that competitiveness where you have that open, fair, and transparent situation for businesses, then you could come in here and maybe connect with one of these organizations and see about subcontracting with them, especially if you're new to this whole procurement process. Sometimes it can be very daunting and overwhelming, and you're like, I need some help, I need to get in the door. This is a great way to get started by partnering with another organization. So this is one way of doing it, but I will not appear in this list until I have downloaded those documents. Now, you can go ahead and click on these links. That will make you will then be considered a plan holder at that point, but I recommend that you just click on order to make sure that you get all of the documents that are a part of this tender, and simply go to the order basket. It's just like any other online order basket, except you're ordering documents. The follow section here is very important because you need to decide if you want to keep informed if there's any changes or amendments to the solicitation. Then you'll definitely need to be notified, especially since it's closing in 96 days. Who knows? Things can change. So follow and receive notifications. You'll receive an email telling you, oh, there's been a change to a solicitation that you're following. Please log into Merx and come have a look at that amendment. In some cases, you can choose to follow and receive the amendments, but there may be fees that apply because we need to send or courier you or send you documents that have to be printed, etc. Information about that is available down below if you're trying to remember what each item means. You can do that. I'm just going to select follow and receive notifications because I find that's the simplest way for me to understand the information. Now, in here you have a delivery method. In this case, you can download, email, or have a DVD by courier. I'm just going to leave it at download, especially nowadays. Most people are working from home. I only need one version of that. The reason why I'm not having this one is because it's in French, and these two as well are in French. And then, of course, we have the amendment document that's found here, and I want to order them all, so I will click on Continue, and that takes me to my order summary. And then I'm just going to go ahead and process that order. And of course, it says $0 because of my subscription package level. I don't have to pay extra fees for downloading. So if I was a basic supplier, or sorry, a basic subscriber, like Tim mentioned earlier at the beginning, until he's ready to order some tenders, then in this case he would be charged to order these documents. Now, with my package, I can download unlimited amounts of documents because of the package that I have. And then you simply click on those little icons here to download and save those documents to your computer. Just going to close this, and it'll take me back to the solicitation. And now if I go under plan holders list, now you'll see that I'm here. This was my account that I was using, my electricity. So this account here I've been using, and now I appear in the plan holders list. Now the Q&A functionality is a way for you to ask your questions directly in the system, and the nice thing about it is that your question goes directly to the buyer that's responsible for the solicitation, and they're able to either respond to you directly in private, or they can create a list of public questions and answers that will be available to all the plan takers. So you'll see in this case there's already 3 questions, but wait a sec, Q1, Q3, Q4, so it looks like Q2 was likely answered in private. So this is a nice thing about this section is I don't know who asked those questions, and that information will remain private. So in the same way as you asking a question, let's see. I'll just ask anything here. Do you plan to extend the closing date? Now, if I ask this question, I'll just go ahead and submit that. Then you'll notice that in parentheses, my name appears here in that question. So now I know that this is my question. So this also is one of the things that keeps things open, fair, and transparent. And now this question has gone directly to the buyer responsible for this solicitation, and they will respond to you either in private, or they will respond and make it an open answer for all. Oh, actually, you'll see this is question 6, so that means question 5 was probably a private question as well. And then plan holders list we've already looked at. I'm just going to quickly look if there's any questions. Tim is asking, what is an e-bond, bid bond? Is there a cost? I'm not sure. I think there might be a cost, but I'm unsure about that because it's done outside of MERX. But I will show an example of one when we get to the bid submission. Mark is asking, when I click on a bid, I get a warning or pop-up that says I have to pay $25 per month to see. Okay, so you're probably not located in Manitoba. Is this for all projects in Manitoba? It is within Manitoba. So when we'll look at the subscriptions after, and I'll get back to you, and that will answer your question. Ted is asking, what happens if you are awarded a contract and cannot fulfill it? Okay, I will get to that later. Can I call a buyer up to have a conversation? And I am located in that. Okay, I'll come back to your questions. I'll just continue with this process. Thanks, guys. Audit is basically a historical listing of all the activities related to this solicitation that we're looking at. And then you'll notice that following button is turned on because I ordered the documents and I did select if I wanted to follow, but I can click on it and make any changes to that from this point as well. I could select to follow on newsfeed, and then that would be from in here under your dashboard, but I just prefer to receive my emails. I just find it, I don't know, that's just how I like to do it. So I'm just going to click save on that. Of course, you can print and keep information printed if you like. You'll notice here the place bid button is found at the top right hand side of the screen. If I was ready now to place my bid, I could go ahead and click on that button, but that's not likely to happen because we still have 96 days to submit our bid. So chances are you're going to take away all those documents, you're going to read through all of those tender documents, make sure you understand that you can fulfill this work, or you're going to work with someone else to see about how you can respond to this. There are organizations out there that you can Google if you're looking for help, because some smaller organizations, it's uh, a little bit difficult to respond to like create a proposal and all that. If you're new to this, you can hire someone to help you with that. I know that there's lots of people out there that that's their business, and where they'll help you with your proposal. So there's no simple answer or like a proposal template that can make it easy for you to do this process. You really have to read what they're asking for. It's kind of like going out looking for a job. You know, you tailor your resume to what the employer is looking for. You'll use their words in your resume. You know, you want to kind of do that whole, I guess it's synergistic in a way, to speak in their language so that they can pick you, if you will. Yeah, there's tons of resources out there. Amazon, on your local chapters, you can find all kinds of books out there on the procurement process. It's huge. There's a big business. And you can also find groups on LinkedIn that are there for helpful. So if you're not currently on LinkedIn, I highly recommend that you get yourself a profile there. And there are organizations, and there's even groups out there just about procurement. So get yourself more in that world if this is something that you're really interested in going deeper into. Now I want to submit my bid. I read through all those documents and I'm ready to go. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So now I have to find that solicitation. So I can do that in various ways. I can go ahead and just, you know, search for it the usual way. I can also go under my ordered documents, so previously ordered documents. It depends on how you think about it, but you basically need to get yourself back to that same solicitation so that you can click on that place bid button. So let's do that. Now it's going to ask me if I want to place a new bid or place a no bid. Now in some cases, a buying organization might have invited you to bid, and then this is where this could be important, that you could say, you know what, I downloaded the documents, but we decided that we're not going to bid on it. So we're just going to let that buying organization know that you don't intend to bid. So you could do that. And then you could change your mind and decide, you know what, actually, I do want to bid. Sorry. And then I can show you how to do that. You can withdraw and then submit a bid. So let's go ahead and place a new bid. Click on continue. Oh, wait a sec. Did it say that I had to pay $24? Oh, okay. I apologize. My account is one of our old accounts. It's not one of our new accounts. So that's what I meant earlier about my account being a newer one or on our old platform. So I'm just going to tell you that right now the bid fee does say $24. So in some cases from our old system, the bid fee will be $24. But in the new system, when you have the new subscription packages, there's no fee to submit a bid. So I'm just letting you know, if you see a bid fee of $24 and you're in the old system, and you will be migrated to the new system coming soon. We're working on that in the background in the next few weeks. So let's just ignore that happened. Continue. And then we get ourselves to the bid submission process. So see here, it does remind me there's no pricing for this section. So it's quick and easy, drag and drop your file. This one is asking for the functional requirements. So let's go to that section. Where did I? Desktop, sample documents. All right, so we're looking for functional requirements here. So I'm just going to drag it and drop it. Now I want to remind you, if you're looking to submit your bid at the very last minute, please try to get yourself a little bit in advance of that, because sometimes you have very large documents, like gigabytes of documents. It's going to take some time to upload it to the system. So do yourself a favor and get yourself in advance of it, because, you know, if you mess up at the last minute, you know, you don't want to miss that closing date and time, because once it's closed, you can be disqualified. And then you went through all of this work and all for nothing. And then you could be disqualified. I think I said that, sorry. But yes, do take the time to do this in advance. One thing that I do like is this zip file. You can click on the zip file, and when you have things that are nicely organized, you can simply upload your zip file, and it will keep the same structure if you have documents within folders, and you just want to keep that. See how it's taking a long time to load because there's lots of files and folders. Well, this one doesn't have that many, but I like that it keeps the same structure. And then if I needed to make any changes here, I can go ahead and remove that document, and we don't need that document. There we go. So we have our documents all added. I have to add documents everywhere here because of them being mandatory. So we'll just do that. And if you had any additional documents, you could do so here. So now I've uploaded all my documents, and you'll see that these are all of the documents that they requested. I click on Next. Now I'm in envelope 2. So now I can drop in my documents for the pricing. So I have a pricing document here, uploading that. There you go. And then I click on Next, and it takes me to this pricing here. So in some cases, they'll ask you to put in the price right then and there, and in some cases, it'll just be sometimes a document. So just make sure you really read through the process. Let's click on Next, and this takes me to my bid security section. This is where I would upload my bid bond. So when I upload that file, I have a sample bid bond here. I can't make that bigger. So this is just a fake one, but you'll see there's like a seal that happens on the document. And then in this case, Mobile Bonds is the organization, the third-party organization that is able to create this verification ID here that is clickable by the buying organization to verify that bond. I'm not sure about the fees as it relates to that. I do apologize for that, but like you can have a look here at mobilebonds.com. They're a reputable bid bond certified organization. And I'm looking at the time. I need to move along here. So here we have our, that's what the account is. What is my account that I'm using? Okay, so you need to use, well, actually in here I would put my name, and then I would re-enter my password here, the one that I used to log in, and then do I want to proceed with this submission? Yes, I do. In this case, I do have that payment issue going on here because of my old account, but you would not have this with the new version. But then you would get to submit your payment or submit your bid, and then you will get your confirmation stating that you have submitted your bid. There's a confirmation number. It gives you information about the exact time and date right to the second of when you submitted your bid. And then from there, you're able to print that or keep a record of that information for your records, for your files. Okay, so I do apologize that I wasn't able to show that to you. Oh, and then my bid is submitted, and then I'm able to go back in my bid management here. In this case, I haven't submitted, but you would be able to come here and either withdraw and resubmit a new one if you had changed your mind, or if you were missing something and you still had time, it hadn't closed yet, you could do so from this point. All right. Tim is asking if you can call a buyer to have a confirmation. So usually the best way to go about it is to verify in the tender documents what their instructions are about that, because it might not be the person that is found in the solicitation. So you come here and the contact information is here. But they might have instructions. If you're asking questions about this or that, then contact this person, or go to this place, or look at this website. So that would be the best way to go about it, in my opinion. Okay. And then Ted is asking, do I have a reference listing for those groups? I'm not sure which groups you speak of. So let's go have a quick look at, oops. Oh, these were just some pro tips. I think I covered these tips for success. Basically, just make sure you ask those questions. Make sure that you read the documents fully. Get help where you can. There's lots of resources available online. And then here's for our Canadian Tenders subscription plan. Obviously, you can pay monthly or annually. There are savings up to 50% if you do pay annually, obviously. Pay-as-you-go service is free, so basically you can save as many saved searches as you like to receive those emails. So Tim is getting his feet wet, if you will, to see what's available for him. And then until he sees something of interest, he may consider either paying as he goes and paying $60 for that solicitation, or you might jump into the premium premium subscription packages that are available on the right. A local subscription gives you access. Whoops, I shouldn't have clicked there. Gives you access to a specific province. So, like Mark was asking about, he's located in Manitoba. Then, if you paid your subscription package for Manitoba for $25 a month, then in that case you have access, unlimited access to all of the solicitations within Manitoba. Now, if you start to see solicitations that are in a different province, then you might want to consider the regional subscription package, because then you'll have access to either Western Canada, Eastern Canada, or the Atlantic, and all three of those regional subscription packages also include all of the northern Canadian provinces and territories. And if not, and you want to go way broader, then go national, and then you're covered all your bases with all of Canada, and you have unlimited access to everything on Mercs.com. I mean, within Canadian Tenders, of course. So that's the gist of it for that. We only have a couple minutes left, but if you're interested in our U.S. tenders or private construction services as well, we are also updating that side of things as well, so you can do your pay-as-you-go basic Canadian tenders. Make sure that you register for that first, and then our agents can help you add the U.S. tenders or private construction to your account as well. And of course, there's more information on our website about the pricing structure for those services. And just to go quickly cover the benefits for the Canadian Tenders Premium Plan, it gives you unlimited access to all of those opportunities within the local, the regional, or the national organizations. All of the eBid submissions that you want for those solicitations, access to the document request list. You can refine your searches with those advanced search options that we talked about and receive those daily notifications where they're available. Keep in mind, anything that's highlighted with a little asterisk is enabled by the buying organization. So in some cases, you won't see the document request list. In some cases, there is no electronic bid submission. And that's because the buying organization has chosen to not turn on those functionalities. And so make sure you optimize your account profile by selecting your category of work and selecting if you are an organization that does have, if you're woman-owned, Indigenous-owned, like your business type and that information about your business. And make sure you set up those search notifications. That will help you start receiving those emails. I will send you the resources page after the webinar. And of course, don't be shy to contact us Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Our phone number is there. Our email is there, and our social media as well. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And on YouTube is where this presentation will end up. So I will go back to the questions to see if there are any others. But I know it's 2 o'clock, so if you do have to go, thank you very much for being here with me today. I know it was a lot of information, but yeah, I appreciate you spending the time with me today, and I'll go back to the questions and see what we have going on here. All right, so I'm going back to Mark. When I click on a bid, I get a warning or a pop-up that says I have to pay $25. Okay, so you have to check which account you have or which subscription package you have, I would recommend that you give a call to our call center agents because they're equipped to walk you through that sort of information. I can't really do anything from here. So hopefully you're able to give them a call or even email them if you prefer. Ted, what happens if you're awarded a contract and cannot fulfill it? For example, the business suffers a loss due to fire or owner illness. That's very, very specific. I would imagine that you would contact the buying organization. If you've already been awarded the contract, then you probably are in touch with them. So I would just speak to them about how to fulfill that. And I am very sorry if that happened. That's not fun. Let's see. Oh, for the groups, do you have a reference listing for those groups that you were speaking about to help you either write proposals? I don't really know. I know that on LinkedIn
大家
there's
好，
the
新老朋友们大
proposal
家好，谢
the
谢周会
proposal
长，
writers
谢谢
group
韩
or
笑，
something like that. I
好。
have that
那
written
么这里
somewhere.
呢，今天呢非常荣
But
幸。
yeah, there's definitely like seriously have a look at procurement or proposals. There's lots of Google them. You'll definitely find some. I know there's a lot of people. They call us all the time. They want us to promote them. So there's definitely lots of people out there that do that